Okay. Hello from UK. I love it. All right, you guys, almost there. Not nerve-wracking at all. Okay. Oh, good. Now I have to make sure that I turn this off. Okay, we are now live on YouTube as well. Welcome, everyone. And for those of you on YouTube, please type where you are joining us from. I always love that. And to our dear members here, thank you so much for being here every month. I love you. I really appreciate your support. And I really appreciate the work that you do on yourselves because this is how we change the world. So to get us started, I will ask everyone that has cacao to go ahead and grab their cacao and start sipping. If you don't have cacao, it is totally fine. I will talk a little bit, but please don't let your cacao get cold. Go ahead and get started. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, my name is Carol Morgan. I am a spiritual mentor, channeler, and founder of the Breaking Free movement. I channel Zena Allen, Blue Avian Consciousness, and our mission with humanity is to help humanity break free, is to help humanity emancipate their mind so that they may be free and ascend. Every month we get together here in the XA Collective. We do a cacao ceremony. We do sound healing. Then we have a channeling for Zena on the energy of the month. And then we do a sound bath to integrate whatever we have learned. That is what we're going to do today. So I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes. And if you have cacao, I invite you to put it close to your heart. And with a light uplift of your heart and a slight bow of your head, take in that aroma, that delicious, chocolatey, earthy aroma. And let's go ahead and set the intention for our time together today. My intention for you is freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from anything that holds you back. And unity, so that we may all come together today in heart, in love, and in light. May it be so, it is so, and so it is. To freedom and unity, we drink. As you continue to sip your cacao with your eyes closed, feeling the rightness of the present moment, you slow down your breathing intentionally by inhaling less than you exhale. Intentionally, we start slowing down our thoughts, our minds, and our breath. And we allow this moment to linger, this present moment, without the need to be anywhere else but where we are, marinating in our intention of freedom and unity. How beautiful. Freedom and unity together. It may seem paradoxical to be free and be united. And yet, it is not. It is one concept. For in freedom, we understand that we are one. Let's continue sipping our cacao and opening our hearts. and breathing intentionally. And we begin. Today we celebrate the beginning of spring, at least in this side of the world. The spring equinox represents a time for a fresh start. Sometimes there are ideas in our minds, beliefs, thoughts, and thought forms that we have entertained for so long and that are limiting, that keep us from becoming truly free and truly enjoying the opportunity of a fresh start. There is also the idea of separation that the ego feeds, that reminds us that we are not worthy, although we are. So today we're going to create the space to transmute those ideas and those behaviors that do not serve us and hold us back, so that we may connect with our inner power and our inner knowing of our limitless nature, and so that we can create exactly what we want, experience exactly what we want, in freedom and in unity with all creation, source, all that is. In this space, we are free. We are limitless. And we can start again. I invite you to use your power of creation in your mind's eye and in your heart's eye. Envision, what are those ideas, thoughts, forms that limit you? And focus on the one that comes up first. Is it a habit? Is it something that unconsciously you repeat? Or is it something that you are very well aware that you feel you cannot stop? My voice will go silent. I invite you to use this time space of high frequency and love to see that idea, habit, behavior, or thought form transmuted to light. See it changing form for whatever it is right now into pure, bright light, so that it may never stop you again, so that it may never limit you again. And when it is time to return, my voice will come back. Enjoy. start becoming aware of that space you created to entertain limiting ideas. I invite you to now see that space as full of light. Nothing but light. And feel the joy of your conscious creation. Feel the rightness of creating something in alignment with what you do want. Something beautiful, of high frequency. Love, light, light, love. And I invite you to connect with the joy of what you can create going forward from this vantage point in the now moment. Rejoice. Seal that joy in your heart. It is yours. Continue breathing in that joy. Marinate in it. Float in it. And when you are ready, slowly, gently, and lovingly return to the present moment and open your eyes. Welcome back, peeps. I'm going to go back to our peeps on YouTube and see how are you guys doing over there. If you guys want to share in your comments how you guys are doing, that would be great. And welcome back, loves. All right, we're going to continue on that energy that we have just created of freeing ourselves of those limitations, and we'll see what Zena has to say to us today. My name is Zena. My name is Zena Allen indeed, and what a joy. These communions are a joy. We say it and say it and say it and say it time and time again. Human beings coming together for the purpose of love, for the purpose of seeking and understanding, is a beautiful opportunity for the divine to reach you. When you do this, you shoot up, if you will. We use language that reaches you and meets you where you are. Light that shoots up is what you create, and we perceive you, and we are able to commune with you, and we are able to touch your soul in a way that you understand the universal love that is felt for you, that is you, because that is who you are, universal love. But in this reality, you forget, and you forget on purpose. You forget because you want to have an experience in contrast to what you really are. It is via contrast that you learn and that you understand. When you have an experience that is unpleasant, then you become aware of how pleasant other things are. When you have an experience that you think is failure, then you understand what success looks like. That is the design of this illusion that has been masterfully created by you. The design of duality is so that you can remember and understand love. That is it. You are here to choose love. Now, what we would like you to consider this month, in the following month, until we meet again, is that spring, and we're going to be focusing on this energy on this side of the hemisphere. To those of you who are going into a different, let's call it, season, it is okay. This is a universal energy and it applies to you as well. We're going to focus on this side of the hemisphere. And we want you to consider that the energy of a fresh start is a beautiful energy indeed. It's another opportunity. And the reason why this applies to everything and everyone is because each day, dear humans, is a new opportunity to start again. Now, spring in particular is a very strong energy of fresh starts. And you see it everywhere. You see the blooms of the tulips and the daffodils. You see the leaves starting to come out in the trees. You see life blooming once again after being in a little bit of, let's call it, of a dormant state. A state that is necessary for it to recharge and for it to show up anew with lots of energy to create anew. Every day gives you that opportunity, and we want to underline that, especially when you think you make mistakes and very roughly and very toughly you judge yourselves and you beat yourselves up. Especially for those occasions, remember our words if they so resonate with you. Every single day that you wake up in this realm, you have the opportunity to start again. As long as you find yourself in this illusion, you have time to change. Change what? Your mind. That's all that needs changing. Everything else is perfect. You are perfect the way you are. The mind from which you are creating is the one that may need a little bit of tweaking so that you remember that you are truly loved. But again, spring brings together that energy. And in bringing it together, it magnifies. And that is the energy that you can use this month to start fresh. Why not? Ooh, goosebumps in this body. Why not start fresh? What happens though is that when these energies are so strong, if you are out of alignment with it, you are going to feel sadness. You are going to feel inadequate. You're going to see other beings having fun and going out and bicycling or enjoying the river or the creek or the sun or the outdoors, and you feel inadequate. You feel that there is something that is not right. If that is your case, because it's not the case for everyone, but if that is your case, what we want to bring to your attention is that there is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken, and there is always hope. Always hope. That is something you don't want to ever lose. Hope. You want to strive for it. You want to let it lead your life. Hope, hopeful expectation and excitement. If you are feeling like something is missing right now, like there is no hope for you, if you are feeling despair, if you are feeling anything other than the hopeful expectation and excitement of the energies of starting again and creating something new, then, dear loves, we invite you to re-listen to the sound transmission that we just did for you. Our recording is being made and it will be presented to you so that you can come back to this moment. We don't always suggest that going back to the past is a good idea. However, in this instance, this present moment that we captured with this beautiful energy of transmuting limitations to light is a perfect opportunity to go back to it and rejoice in that energy so that little by little you can transmute those limitations that are keeping you from feeling the full potential of your joy. Yes, indeed. So we invite you to come back to that sound bath, that meditation, that high frequency experience, and allow yourself to envision those limitations. Ask to be shown. If today you were not able to fully see it, if you are still a little bit hesitant as to what it is, or if you completely have no idea at this level of consciousness what is acting in your, let's call it, detriment, then we say come back. Come back to this present moment of openness and listen to that recording that allows you to come back to it and open your heart and open your mind. An open mind is a powerful tool. Open your mind, ask to be shown, and expect to see. Expect to see, and now this goes to everyone. The ones that are feeling good right now, the ones that are feeling low, the ones that feel invincible, the ones that feel despair, all of you. There is very often behaviors, or there are very often behaviors that you repeat that are not in your best interest. You may call it addictions. That may be a word, and it doesn't have to necessarily be alcohol or drugs, although it may very well be. Addictions are, let's call it, ideas in your mind that mistakenly or untruthfully, that is a better word because there are no mistakes, untruthfully lead you to believe that you need them in order to function or be happy or simply to survive in this incarnation. And dear loves, none of that is true. The only thing you need for this incarnation is choosing love. You don't have to have anything else. And we're not talking about surviving here. We're talking about thriving. That's what you came here for. You came here for expansion. And just surviving isn't it. When you are just surviving, you feel like crap. Not because you're just there trying to make ends meet, but because you believe that that's what there is for you in this life. Because you are seeing things incorrectly, you feel like crap. Because you think you are limited, you feel like crap. Not because of what is happening, but because you are seeing it as such. It is in your change of mind that you will be able to thrive. It is in seeing the perfection of your role in your creations and stopping the idea that you are limited and nurturing the idea that you are the creator of your reality. Nurturing it, developing it, cultivating it with love, with attention, with focus. That's what's going to get you out of that cycle, the cycle of extreme sadness or profound despair. Now, right before going live in the little systems here that humans use, we connected all of you with each other at a certain level of consciousness. And when we connected with you, we felt a profound sense of sadness in you. Some of you have a different situation and we rejoice for you. But a good majority of you have this underlying current of profound sadness. It may be for the world, for the state of affairs. It may be for animal welfare. It might be for child welfare. It might be for the ocean, the seas. It may be for yourself, for your future. It may be for your children or their future. But there is a sense of sadness, an undercurrent of sadness that we would like to address today. Because that sadness, dear loves, does not benefit you. And it is a choice. And when we say this, we understand some beings get triggered. They say, well, I don't want to feel like this, and it is not me. It is the wars and the aggressions and the violence and the state of my community and my politicians, etc. That is to blame. Well, with that point of view, we see why the despair is there. Because you are separating yourself from your creations and you are thinking that you are a powerless being, a helpless being, unable to make a difference in the world. Well, that is doom and gloom. We would feel sad too. But we do not, because we do not believe that. We know the truth. The truth is that you are creating this illusion, that you are powerful, and that you are creating it to awaken from it. And the time for awakening is now. And it is happening by the masses. By the masses, beings are awakening because of all these catalysts that all of you have created in the world. All the difficulties, the challenges that you have created have brought you to a state of wanting to rise up. Humans rise up when challenged. Some don't, and that is okay. But that is the route to awakening. It is via those challenges, those catalysts that wake you up, that shake you up. Difficulties that may seem as tragedies, they truly are created by you. Created so that it shakes you up and you connect with all that is. Because very often you are walking around unconscious. It looks like a movie of some sort of zombie apocalypse. And you think we exaggerate? Look at beings in cities walking like robots, not connecting with each other. They are together and yet they couldn't be more separate. Seemingly, yes. They are walking with a world of thoughts and ideas, a train of thoughts and ideas that are running rampant like a wild bronco, a runaway train. They are looking at their devices while they are walking. What is this? What is this? What disconnect from each other? You have each other right there, but you do not. So, dear loves, we say to you, in that state of disconnect, you are very much operating from an unconscious point of view, from a vantage point of unconsciousness and disconnection, or seemingly disconnection. You cannot be disconnected. You are all that is. There is no separation. But at this level of illusion, you can seemingly be disconnected. Seemingly. And to you we say, dear loves, it is in awakening from that unconsciousness that you remember and that you rejoice. And not only is it your birthright, but it is our utmost desire for you that you awaken from that slumber and that zombie-like existence where you have no hope and you see no possibility of change. The change is not only possible, but its possibility lies in you choosing differently, in you choosing life. Life is the rule, not the exception. The exception is, well, fear. But life and love and light is everything and everywhere, and it is you. So choosing it consciously not only is a beneficial practice, but it is what is going to catapult you to the next level of consciousness, a level that you are craving and a level that the whole collective consciousness is calling for. So, dear loves, we say in this month, since you became privy to this information, we say to you, if this resonates with you, make a choice today. Make a choice to see what it is that you are doing all the time or doing very frequently in autopilot that may not be in your highest and best interest. What could that look like? Well, that could be like, I need coffee. And if I don't have coffee before I get out of here, I'm homicidal. Where is my coffee? Well, that'd be a little bit of a red flag, we tell you. It could be, oh my God, I hate my job. So when I come home, I plop myself on the couch. I don't talk to my peeps. I plop myself on the couch and let's doom scroll. Why not? How about, after dinner, each time I have dinner, I need sugar. It is non-negotiable. I have to have it. How about that beer? That beer that I need to chill after a work day. That may turn into 10. That may turn into every day. That may turn into whether I'm at work or not. How about I'm stressed? I'm going to eat. I am happy? I'm going to eat. I am tired? I'm going to eat. These are not judgments. Believe us here. We are fascinated by the human condition and we're fascinated by your choices. What we are doing here is giving you some room for thought so that you consider what is the behavior that you feel you cannot live without. We're not condemning coffee. We're not saying it's a bad thing. It is, how are you using it? And do you really feel that your life is miserable without it? That's what we would like to encourage you to consider. It may be that during the day you check your phone 5,000 times. They are designed to call your attention and fragment your focus. If that is what you're doing, then set up times to put your phone aside in a different room. Maybe you don't want to turn it off because you can't. Well, you can, but we understand you. Maybe you work from your phone. Maybe you have children that need to contact you and you don't want to be out of touch. We understand the constraints that you create for yourselves. However, there is always a way. Always a way. You are infinite creators. There's always a way where there is will. So you may put it in a different room and not touch it every 5 minutes to wake it up and see, do I have a notification? Am I missing something? FOMO, fear of missing out. There's a notification. Truth Social. Facebook. Instagram. Likes. What time is it? We will say to you, it would be very beneficial for many of you to get an analog watch and replace that need to be touching your phone with an analog watch. And once you have succeeded with that, maybe you take off your watch. We understand that your lives are very constricted and that you need to know what time it is, but this is not the case always. So why not start identifying those habits? And again, the phone itself, we're not condemning it. It has the capacity to get people together like we are getting together right now. So it is not in and of itself a bad thing. What we want you to get clear on is the stronghold these things have on you. These addictive behaviors, even if you don't want to call them that, these addictive behaviors, you let them run your life. And hear us here well. What they do is they seemingly take the power from you, seemingly because they cannot. But you allow it. And that's the illusion it creates, or they create, the illusion of disempowerment. And when you fall into that trap, it creates a cycle that is difficult for you to get out of. And it is a frequency lowering cycle. If you have been following our work for a while, you remember that our teachings can be summarized in 3 simple statements. Mind your frequency and do not worry, for you cannot go wrong. So if you are allowing your frequency to take a tumble, you're doing this voluntarily. And everything that you're going to experience is going to match that frequency. It is not punishment. It is not bad luck. It is not anybody else's responsibility but your own. You lower your frequency, and whatever comes next is designed by you in order to have the opportunity to choose again. You either choose to continue on that frequency or you choose to rise above. It is up to you. So these addictive behaviors, what they do is they trap you there in believing that they are in control and that you are not. And the ego loves this. The ego feasts on this helplessness. And you continue in autopilot, hating your life, hating your job, maybe disgusted by the world, maybe disgusted by the world, maybe disgusted even by your own family and your own environment. And that is not thriving. And you have the right to thrive. So, dear loves, look at those behaviors, look at those thoughts, look at those beliefs, look at them very, very honestly. If you think you have none, try not doing something that you do all the time and see how it goes. And see what your mind says when such things or experiences or behaviors are not present. You will learn a lot. You will learn a lot by taking something out, even for a day. For example, judgment. Well, that's a sport for many. It is a sport. Oh, that one looks so fat, and I can't believe that one got so big. And oh, no, that one's making a mistake by doing this. And oh my gosh, look at that one. Or not even just that kind of judgment, but the kind of judgment that says, oh my gosh, poor sweetheart, this shouldn't be happening. That is incorrect. That shouldn't be happening to that person. That's a form of judgment as well. So if you think that you are immune from addictive behaviors, we say think again. Think again. And think not with your head, but process with your heart, with an open heart. Today, right now, you have an open heart because the environment causes you to open your heart. The intention encourages you to open your heart. That is the opening. That is the opportunity that you were asking for in your prayers, to see what it is that you're doing that is contributing to your demise or to your unhappiness or to your limited beliefs and your limited experience. So, dear loves, we invite you. And we invite you today on this divine and sacred day because the energy of spring and fresh start is bubbling up. The spring equinox is a beautiful time indeed. And the alignment of the celestial bodies is such that it encourages and it propels you to start again. So why not, we say, why not take advantage, if you will, of this energy and thrive? Why not decide that you are going to be part of the solution and that you're going to stop complaining and feeding the problem? Why not? There is no better time than now. There is no better moment than the now moment. And we are so excited to be here in this form, communicating with you, loving you, and encouraging you to take the reins of your life. My name is Zena Allen indeed, and we will speak some more. Woo, holy cow. Oh, okay, I'm going to read if there are any messages. I see hearts. Thank you, loves. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start with the members. I see Scott has his hand up. Scott, go ahead and ask a question. If our peeps on YouTube have any questions, please feel free to type them, and we'll see how much time we have for questions.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you, love?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you.
You too.
I have a question for Zena Allen. It's something to do with 2-3 weeks ago or so, the comment that Jesus made during Tina Spalding webinar that you were a co-host of. And he had mentioned to us that if we were interested in international travel, that now was the time to do it, because we're going to be approaching a time in the future where international travel will no longer be allowed. And he didn't go into why or anything like that. And I like to ask that question to Zena Allen, because, you know, millions of people in the United States have relatives living abroad, and they have no idea that something like this is going to happen. And I was wondering, is this something that is going to happen because the United States government is going to ban us from traveling to other countries, or are the other countries of the world going to ban us from going there, or are all the countries banning each other? I was wondering if Zena Allen could, you know, spread some light on that as to what is going to cause something like that to happen for Jesus to say that to all of us.
Okay, Scott, thank you for the question, as I am very much a world traveler.
Yes.
My name is Zena. My name is Zena Allen indeed. We would like all of you to listen here well. When information comes to you and it strikes a chord, there is something there for you. Now, not all information that comes to you is going to strike a chord. You're going to hear things that even if they may impact somebody, it does not arise in you. It does not bring anything up in you. You say, oh, okay, whatever. When information comes to you that activates something in you, is because there is something in there for you and you had to hear it. And it is bringing an item up for you for your attention. So it is a wonderful opportunity to go within and see, okay, what is this bringing up in me? Do I really believe this? Is this really the reality that I want to create? Now, there are many channelers on earth. Many beings channel. Now, all of you channel, really, but there are many beings that consciously are channeling, and they are producing podcasts or live streams or recordings for other beings to get guidance. Many channelers. If there is information that comes to you from a particular channeler and it creates something in you, it is important that first you look within, and then if you are still boggled by it and you have done your self-inquiry and you have the opportunity to get an answer from that channeler, that you go to them. Why? Because there is a filter that is inevitable when there is a human involved. And the information that is going to come through them is going to have that filter, and it is going to be exactly what you needed to hear. Again, especially if there is an activation. Now, what we would like to remind you is that at any given point in time, you don't know what the next moment is going to bring. Never do you know. Now, you may have inklings, you may have ideas, and you may have the intention of creating a particular outcome, and you're channeling your energy for that outcome. But truly, you don't know what the next present moment is going to bring. So our best answer for you, dear Scott, is presence, is to stay in the now moment. If this brings something up in you, it may be that, you wonder, maybe I have not traveled enough. Maybe I have been afraid to spend my money in that particular way. And maybe what is coming up in me is fear of missing out and perhaps some regret. Oh my goodness, I am this many years old and I haven't done this or done that. Well, you don't necessarily have to go across the world if you have some financial considerations. Maybe you want to go across your own country, which is large and vast and varied and beautiful. So when things like this come up, it is usually fear, the one that knocks at your door. And it may be, again, in the form of regret and guilt and fear of missing out, or many of these, what you would call negative emotions. Well, if that is the case, we repeat ourselves. Our advice is to go within and see why this is bringing something up in you. And perhaps that is the universe saying, get off your couch, use your cash money, and go have an adventure. And follow your inner guidance. Your adventure may be going to Egypt. It may be going to Brazil, places that otherwise you may think, oh, it's dangerous, I shouldn't go there. But your guidance is telling you, try it. Set fear aside and try it. We're not telling you where to go. What we are doing is shining some light as to what happens when there is a reaction to channeled information or information otherwise. We do not credit or discredit other information because, well, that is not our job. If it came to you, there is a reason for it. So, dear loves, with this travel thing, you never know when the world is going to change. Oh, well, when did this happen? During COVID. You saw it. You saw what the world governments are capable of doing and able of doing and executing in a very short period of time. So, if you don't know what the next thing may be, which you don't, why not live today? My name is Zina, and we will speak again. Scott, is that helpful to you? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is helpful, and I appreciate that. Uh, Thank you. And Carol, I appreciate everything that you do for us. You definitely make a difference in my life, that's for sure. Okay.
Mm.
And I will talk with you next week. And take care.
Thank you so much, Scott. Lots of love to you. Thank you for the wonderful question, and I appreciate you as well. So, guys, on that topic, I want to share with you that a couple of weeks ago in Bahamas, during the Bahamas retreat, Zina was channeling about the path ahead and how us humans, we limit ourselves. And today they were talking about those limitations again and our opportunity to remove those limitations. But they were talking about us wanting the path to be clear ahead. And people say, well, I want to quit my job, but I don't see the path ahead. I don't know what's coming. Guys, we never know. We never know what's coming next. Now, we may be channeling, as he was saying, our energy in a particular direction, and we say, well, I want to quit, so I am creating this side gig here, and I'm developing this skill here so that I can quit. So you may have an idea, and I suggest that you do, but sometimes we simply don't know. Actually, most of the time we don't know. So Zena says that we get hung up on there being a path. Remember that the miracle does not happen until you believe. And it is the same with that. Zena says you think that the path needs to be clear when it is actually within the fog that you're going to be able to create your next step. So we don't need to wait for all our ducks to be in a row. I kid with my best friend and I say, my ducks they're all over the place. In fact, one may be a pigeon for all I know. No such thing as ducks in a row. Now we can take action, we can take inspired action, and we can try to align everything. But unless we do and we trust in the universe, nothing's going to move. And when it moves, we simply need to trust that what is happening next is what is in our best and highest interest. This is so important. Because as spiritual students, sometimes we forget and we just wait there for the universe to respond. Well, how is it going to respond if we're not taking action? So let's take action, knowing and believing it to be true, that we're doing the best that we can with what we have. And let's see the path appear. The last thing that he said in that transmission, as I remember, is that there is no path. You are the path. Ta-da! There's no path. We're the path. Why? Because we haven't gotten anywhere. We're the creator. We are the path. So waiting for the path to appear is not only futile, but it's just not helpful. So let's just take that step and the path will appear. Okay, I see a question from Alexandra. The question is, I have a question relating to the sadness that Zena talked about that some of us may be feeling. I have noticed this about myself recently, and the best way I can describe it is as feeling sad about the human condition. I understand. I attribute this to being an empath and picking up the general sentiments in humanity. In this case, how can we address the sadness for those of us who are more sensitive and the feeling of sadness, despair, etc. are not necessarily our own? Wonderful question, Alexandra. My name is Zena. My name is Zena Allen indeed. And Alexandra, we love you. And we love this question because we know your heart. You are a beautiful, loving human being, and you want the best for the world. We want to remind you in answering your question that the best way that you can address this is by remembering that the only problem that humanity has is separation. That is the only problem. Anything else, well, you know it well, dear Alexandra, is an item of attention. Items that come up for you to pay attention to and address. That's it. When you go back to that remembrance, to that knowing, because you know you are the one infinite creator, you simply have forgotten to live this life experience as you are. But when you go back into that, you remember that there is no separation. You really remember that you are one. So you understand that you are going to have emotions, that you're going to have maybe unexplained changes of well-being because you are part of a collective consciousness. When you feel this, then you come to the present moment, in the now moment. That is the antidote to unexplained feelings of sadness and emotions that are running rampant that you are not consciously entertaining. Coming back to the present moment, that is the antidote. So you come back, dear Alexandra, and this goes for all of you, and you look around and you say, oh my, there's nothing wrong around here. Wow, okay, everything is okay right now. Now we understand that there are beings that are in the middle of not being okay, and they are in the middle of war in many difficult situations. The ones that we are addressing right now are the ones that are feeling bad for the ones that are in the situation, and yet they are feeding the situation by adding worry to it. That helps no one. So you look around and you put those rose-colored glasses we gifted you a while ago, and you look around and you say, wow, after all, this is pretty cool. I have a beautiful home, or I'm at a beautiful workplace, or I'm in a delicious park getting codes and information from the sun. Ooh, getting activated. My ions are getting activated by the running water of this cold creek, whatever it may be. Come to the present moment to realize that there is nothing wrong here and now. You may not be able to pinpoint it. What is this feeling? But you address it by being present and saying, there is nothing wrong right now. Right now in my immediacy, nothing is wrong. So whatever is causing this sadness, I can address it by enjoying my present moment exactly as it is and connecting with gratitude for the beauty in my life. And you can start by enumerating what is it around you that is beautiful. Even if you are in your magical place of work. Oh my goodness, look at all this beauty around me. Look at these books. Look at this amazingness. This display is perfection. Whatever it may be, focus on gratitude. Focus on what you do have, what you have created already. Love every aspect of it, because in doing so, you are going to increase your frequency. And in increasing your frequency, you're going to start seeing your life, your thoughts, and your creations from a different vantage point. The idea of being an empath has been written hard in the spiritual realms, in the spiritual student realms on Earth. Oh, but I'm empathic, so I feel you, so I can't do anything about it. You're going to feel. You're going to feel because you are all one. You're going to feel the ups and downs of humanity, but the choice is yours. If you want to be the metronome that is at the highest frequency and therefore entrain others to your frequency, or if you want to be part of the problem and go down and say, well, I'm an empath, I can't do anything, I feel really bad. This is compassion weaponized. This is you turning over or handing over your power and saying, I can't do anything because I feel the horror of other beings. To all of you, we say, you are the light of the world. Embody that light of the world. Choose joy. Choose joy now from the present moment. Look at the beauty around you, increase your frequency, and shine that light for all to see, because those that are in the lower frequencies are going to see your light, and they will have an opportunity to reach up for it. We love you. Alexandra, I hope you find that helpful. And I know what you're talking about. You're so welcome, love. I'm going to go and see if there are any. I don't see any questions on YouTube. If you guys want to type any questions, feel free. In the meantime, I'm going to come back to the community and see if anybody has any more questions. If you do, please raise your hand. Oh, I see Carmen's hand. Oh, no, just kidding. Just kidding. I love you, Carmen. She just moved and I'm like, Carmen. All right. Anybody raising your hand? I see Yanni. Yanni, I'm going to ask you to please be brief. Can you please unmute?
Yeah, I am unmuted.
Hi there.
All right, I'm going to be brief. And since this is also on YouTube, I'm going to a little bit not say everything in a correct terms. But in Finland, I also privately messaged to you about this. In Finland, they are planning a new law. It's about concerning about contagious diseases, and also there's going to be a plan for a new criminal law, meaning that if there would be a, let's call it next some kind of global health situation, government could mandate everybody to take certain ingredients in their bodies, let's call it like this. And if you don't agree, you might be put to a prison for 1 year. And it used to be for 3 months, but they're going to extend it to 1 year, and that gives permission to police to get people from their homes. Well,
Okay.
let's say that in this country, many countries, about 20% of population did not agree last time, probably would be similar. So there would be no room for everyone in prisons, of course, no. And so it would be impossible to actually put into action. But why Finland? Because many people are investigating this, and they are seeing that this has not been, there are no plans for this in any other country in the world. Why Finland?
Okay.
And what's behind this?
Okay. Thank you, Yanni. My name is Zina. My name is Zina Allen indeed, and what a joy. What we would like you to understand is that the geographical location of Finland is a very important one. There are great, let's call them magnetic lines, you call them landlines, that cross through Finland, making it a focus point for possible mass awakening. If these ley lines, let's say, are capitalized from by human beings, there can be a very rapid mass awakening that initiates in Finland. So, what happens with the governments, the beings that are in control, and the ones that seem to be in control, is that they have this information. They know it. And they know that they need to start sneaking up legislation that can protect them from this mass awakening. Because we will tell you, the moment that all these human beings awaken, the powers that be will no longer be. They will not be in control. So in a public setting as this, there is only so much that we can say, because otherwise it will be taken down. But what we want you to understand at this point is that that is what is happening. So to you, dear Yanni, because we know that your question is about fear, to you we say, you decide. You decide if you are the one infinite creator or not. That's the choice. If you are the one infinite creator, you're not limited. And if you are the one infinite creator, you cannot be a little bit God. You are it or you are not. So you have a choice. You have a choice to decide to mind your frequency and do what brings you joy and continue working, doing your inner work to continue to raise your frequency so that whatever experience you have is a higher frequency one. Because even we've talked about Earth and the densities and how the third and the fourth density can and are coexisting. If you work towards the fourth density and focus in love and come in and out of that, you're going to have a very different experience, whether you're in Finland or not, than many other beings. You're going to have a higher frequency experience. If you're not going to do that, if you don't feel that that's enough, then we say get into politics and effect change that way. Rather than sitting there in helplessness, feeding the fear that they fuel from. So the choice is yours. We have answered why Finland and why in this moment. We have given you a plan of action and you have choices here. The choice is always yours. My name is Zena and we will speak again. I hope that is helpful to you, Yanni. Okay.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yes, when I was seeing the convergence of ley lines. Very, very interesting. Okay. I don't see any more questions on YouTube. In fact, I don't see any. I see some messages, so I don't know. I see comments. Yeah, I don't see any questions on YouTube. So do we have, I see Larry. Larry, do you have any questions, love?
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
When you were doing the sound bowls today, for no particular reason, I just started humming along, trying to hum the same kind of pitch that your bowls were making. And I kind of really got into it, and you'd change pitch and I'd change pitch. And I felt like it kind of enhanced the whole experience, and it was kind of healing me in some way, because I felt a bit weird this afternoon because I was in town and whatnot. But I was wondering if that's a thing, if it's likely to enhance it, because I felt like I was participating in it. And I was wondering if there was any other ways we could kind of enhance anything in our day-to-day lives, any kind of tips and tricks for sort of upliftment and that sort of thing.
I love it. Okay, thank you for your question and thank you for participating. That's awesome. My name is Zena. My name is Zena Allen indeed. And dear Larry, what you are experiencing is connection, is unity, and it's high frequency. And you allowed. You allowed and you didn't judge. Many times when human beings are entering an extraordinary state of consciousness, they judge it and they stop it, they squash it, they thwart it. They thwart it with judgment, they thwart it with fear. What you did today was allow. When humans allow, great things happen. Amazing experiences are had. And that's what you were doing today. You were allowing. You really got into it. It is important for all of you to understand the power of these instruments. We are not saying that they have power over you. And we are not saying that you need these instruments in order to enter altered states of consciousness. It's not a requirement. What we are saying is that they do have the ability to bring you to higher frequencies because they are high frequency instruments. Now you have that ability within yourself. This is simply a encouragement for you to magnify the energies that already are within you. Dear Larry, there is nothing outside of you. There's only Larry. And everything else that seems to be outside you is, well, your mirror so that you can have this life experience seemingly as a material body. But there is nothing outside you. So these bowls, what they have done is allow you to make a choice of high frequency. So when you ask us, are there any tips or tricks? Well, here we go. How about you surrender? And this goes to everyone here. How about you surrender your need to control and your attachment to outcome and allow? Surrender doesn't mean to condone behaviors. It doesn't mean to settle. It doesn't mean to become complacent. And it, for certain, does not mean to give up. To surrender means to trust, to know that everything is in perfect order and allow what is going to come because you have already taken action. Now you observe. Remember, dear Larry, that you are here to be the observer. So abstain from wanting to control the outcome and just observe. And withhold judgment and just experience. Those are our tips and tricks. In allowing this, dear love, you are going to have extraordinary experiences. There are training wheels, if you will, just as there are tools to assist you in your journey, very much like a paddle will assist you in rowing to the ocean from a river. Do you need the paddle? No, you're in a canoe and the current is taking you. You don't need the paddle. But the paddle is assistance while you are mastering the illusion. Once you're a master, okay, well, go ahead. But if you're not a master, there are tools, and these precious instruments of high frequency are one of those tools. Today, you allowed, and they resonated at a different level. That's what happened, dear love. And you allowed, and you didn't judge, and you participated at the level that you were being inspired to participate. And it brings us such joy, such joy. So, dear love, continue to allow, continue to surrender, and open your mind to whatever experiences will come to you, knowing and believing it to be so, that they will be perfect for you because you've already done the work, and we encourage you to continue doing the work to choose that which is of high frequency. My name is Zena Allen, and we love you. I hope that is helpful and cool. Good for you. Good for you, Larry. Let's see. There is a YouTube question. Yay. Hey, Joe. Awesome to hear from you, love. What exactly is higher consciousness, and is it possible to be in higher consciousness from the level of being in a body? What an awesome question. My name is Zena. My name is Zena Allen indeed, and what a joy. And this question is beautiful. Consciousness is one. There is no such thing as consciousness 1, consciousness 2, consciousness 3. At this level of, let's say, experience, there seems to be separation because consciousness focuses itself in points that then cause the illusion of separation. But there is only one consciousness. When it is said that you are reaching higher consciousness, whether you are channeling it or experiencing it or being it, it is referring to that level of consciousness that is less impeded by the idea of separation. It is less impeded by the veil, which is matter. So at higher levels of consciousness, what you are experiencing is higher frequency. There is higher density. There is less slowdown of energy. There is more space. At those higher levels of consciousness, there is less impediment to see the truth. So when you say, is it possible to experience it in a body? The answer is not really. Because what you do when you experience these higher states of consciousness is actually leave the body. The body may still seem to be here, but it really, your awareness is not. And awareness is what you are. Awareness is the space where thoughts are entertained. So, dear love, not really. It is not really happening at the level of the body because the level of the body is dense. It is very slow. It is seemingly material. So the idea of it being higher, it means of higher frequency. It means vibrating faster. So it's not really happening at the body level. When you master the ability to connect with higher consciousness and have higher consciousness experiences, you truly are embodying, so to speak, the idea, which is true, that you are not a body. We use the word embody because we lack the word in your language that really masters the definition or the concept that we are trying to portray. But you understand us here, yes? It is not at the level of the body that you're going to have those experiences. Many times humans get very afraid, become very afraid of these higher consciousness experiences. Some humans have had near-death experiences. Those are higher consciousness experiences. Some beings have been able to teleport. That is a higher consciousness experience. So you know it is not being limited by the body. Some beings have been able to create another body. Well, it is not then limited by the one body, yes? Some beings have been able to defy the laws of physics, the human laws of physics. Well, then it is not limited by the body. Some beings have been able to astral project and even remote view. That is not limited by the body and to the body. So consciousness, dear love, is all that is. It experiences itself at different levels. It so happens to be that on Earth it is very focused. Points of focused consciousness create the illusion of separation. The truth of the matter is that there is only one, and you can tap into that oneness by not limiting yourself to this 3D experience. We love you. I like that answer. Oh my goodness. Okay, dear loves, we are right at 12:29. I have 1 minute to thank you all so much for being here. To the members of the XA Collective, again, so much love and so much gratitude for being here month after month after month, for showing up, for doing your work, and for interacting in the XA Collective on Mighty Networks. You are amazing. So thank you for being here, and please feel my love. To those of you on YouTube, I'm going to come here and I'm going to look at you. Beautiful people, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our time together. If you loved it, come join us. We do this every month. Thank you guys all so much, and have a beautiful, blessed rest of your weekend.